Alright, so got my rear caliper painted and put a set of brake pads in, and got the system flushed out, got good rear brakes, and got my brake light going in the back, got my brake light going in the front, got my front brakes bled out. Found a problem in my switch here. It's got bad detents in it. I mean, if you look here, if you can see that dash light, it's on now. You switch it to the detent, it goes off, which that's also the power to the coil. So, but if you look, if I turn it just a little bit back, it's on. So that's for my headlights and my coil. So the detents are bad in this switch, and that sucks, because I bought a new switch because it had I didn't have a locking key for the other one. It's a drag specialty switch. I don't know if it's made in Taiwan or what. Probably was. But anyhow, that's going to be an issue later on, I think, because it's probably going to vibrate the headlights off while I'm riding. Got my headlight bezel fitted and on there. That was a little chore. It gave me a hard time, but I got it going on. Got a spotlight bulb ordered for this one that's broke. It don't burn. But I need to take the front tire and fender off because I have to mount this block here up under the tree here, and there's no hole for it. So I'm going to have to take the fender and wheel off so I can drill a hole in the bottom tree right here and mount that block, because, you know, this was a single disc banana caliper setup and it didn't have a block on it to start with. So I have to do that so I have a place to mount that block, and that'll get these lines off the fender there so they don't rub the paint off my fender. So I guess that's what we're going to do now. It's a beautiful day outside, and I think it's dried enough to get this thing out of the shop. And I want to ride it, but I don't need to ride it with the brake line on the fender, or else it's going to scratch my paint up. So guess we'll get it on the jack and get that thing switched out. And it's already got pollen on it just sitting in the shop, but anyhow, so we'll get this thing jacked up and get that wheel and fender off, and let's drill a hole so we can mount that brake block up, and then we'll be good to go. So that's what we're gonna work on. Figured out my hard starting problem. I have fouled my plugs out, so I got them out, cleaned them up, and stuck them back in. It cranks a lot easier and a lot better now. It's running rich on at least one of the cylinders, and so that's fouling the plugs out because it ain't been ridden. It's just been idled around, so we'll have to work on that. And these bolts here, they're stainless, and they had the heads stamped with what size. I kept on looking at all this pretty chrome with the bolt stampings on it, and so I filed the bolt stampings off and polished the heads up. So that looks a lot better. Put some mirrors on here. So it's getting there. I think we're about ready. So get this fender off and drill this hole, and maybe we can get her out and do a test drive. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I think it looks really good, and it's been a fun little project, but I'm ready to get ready to enjoy it a little bit. Yeah, I cleaned that caliper up real good and painted it. It looks nice. So, and it's working good. So we got brakes, which is always nice. So we'll get this done and see what happens.